No. Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1297, April 29th. You were going to do the Leroy Jenkins.
No, I was not.
I don't want to hear that.
Being respectful of the space.
April 29th, space, by the way, should be Foghornable.
Oh.
It's really getting used in weird ways.
Safe space?
What is space?
It's the final frontier.
April 29th, 2024. 92 degrees on this day.
That's hot.
In
Thanks for the setup, Rick.
In 1952. And 22 degrees on this day in 1958. And on this day in 1984, more than 6.5 inches of snow.
Wow.
On this day in 1984. Swimming season will soon be here. Aquaside is their go-to place to get rid of the weeds and algae and the junk that's fouling up your swimming hole or your beach. Aquaside has been keeping beaches free of weeds and algae for more than 60 years with a complete line of lake and control products.
Let's do it.
They're quick to show results. They're easy to use. They register with the EPA and DNR, and there's no need to let weeds overtake your lake or pond this summer. Call Aquaside today. Tell them what you're looking at. They'll get you the right products. Call Aquaside at 1-800-328-9350 or go to aquaside.com. And Aquaside, of course, brings us the ice outs. And as I've said, we're nearing the end, quite a few over the weekend, but we're not going to do weekends. And I only have one today. Minnetonka apparently has never gone out on April 29, but White Bear went out on this day, April 29, in 1951.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the Rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Sushiro.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Hey, it's
happy
the 29th of April.
Happy anniversary. 31 years. And if we did birthdays, I'd say happy birthday to my mom, but we don't do birthdays.
Garage Logic went on the air April 29th, 1993. And what distinguished that show?
You left early. You son of a gun.
I had to leave.
You left early.
You had a thing.
I had a thing.
You had a thing.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Setting the tone.
Have we ever established what was the thing? I know you left early, but I don't know.
No, it was a long prior commitment.
I just got a brand new show. My first day.
I was the godfather to my brother-in-law's child. Okay.
And they had a baptism on
in the middle of the week. Yeah, hey, those Catholics, they're crazy. Let's throw them a curveball and do a baptism on Tuesday.
I would have been here earlier today, but I had to shoot my dog.
Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I took it out back. I just couldn't train the bastard. It was just a mean dog, and I just got tired of it, so I shot it.
was it eating chickens?
It was chicken sharp, as we say in the rural lands. It was chicken sharp.
Oh, I heard it had a hard mouth too. Every time it bit down on a bird, it would crush it.
It cracked the bird. And you know what? I got tired of it. And I just said, sorry, kids. They watch out the window. I didn't bring them out into the field with me, but I said, if you want to watch the dog go down, just get in the window here.
Everybody gather around.
Yeah, gather around.
My advice to you is you should put that in a book and then use that as part of the promotion.
You know what I think I am? I'm going to put it in a book and use it as an example of my
your hardship,
my tenacity, my leadership ability, my willingness to take on problems and deal with
job.
But somebody's got to shoot that damn dog, and I'm going to do it. And as long as I was at it, we happen to have a goat. I shot the goat too.
In your way.
The goat was foul smelling.
And it making noise all through the night.
All the time. And
Goat
I said,
noises.
you know what? As long as I'm going to shoot, kids, as long as I'm going to shoot the dog.
I'm loaded.
I got the gun and it's got ammo. I'm going to take out the goat too. Now, a couple of the kids cried, but I said, you'll get over it.
What about your mother-in-law now? What are you going to do about her?
She's long gone.
And you all
Otherwise,
better eat your dinner.
yeah.
I still got some.
But the damn goat, I couldn't take it anymore, so I got rid of the goat. Now that ends Kristi Noem's political career.
Yep.
It just ends it completely. She has no future.
I don't
So,
see how she could.
I believe I'm the one who was outspoken on behalf of.
Well,
Miss
you've
Noem
always
from a
been
physical.
you've been enamored.
I have. I'm a South Dakota guy, married a South Dakota girl.
Sure.
And so I thought, oh, okay, I can get. Boy, that is absolute in the heart of no-go zone.
Well, that's bunny in the pot.
Yeah, that's your.
you know.
No,
Yeah,
so when we hear the definition, it's your redheads, your strippers,
Yeah, it's
your
a
governors
bunny-
of South Dakota.
Yeah, bunny in the pot. Your car
Yeah.
gets keyed.
Yeah,
That's Kristi.
you end up in jail.
Oh yeah.
Boy, that was a fun weekend, huh, boys?
Apparently, what these morons think they have to do, part of the template for running for higher office, is that you need a book on the stands.
Yeah.
You have to be published. So she whips together this BS, during which I'm not going to read it, but apparently within its pages.
Okay.
Is her telling of why she wanted to get rid of the dog Cricket, because Cricket was a lousy field dog and showed no promise for hunting, and so she, and the title of the book is called "No Going Back," which was true for Cricket. Cricket's done. There's no going back for Cricket. So it's a 20-year-old story. It was a working dog at our ranch. The book is what's so funny?
It's time to jam with the mayor of GL with another Author's Corner.
Tell me about your dog.
Okay, I'm glad you invited me in today.
Yes, thank you. Welcome.
Why don't you interview me like I wrote
Here
the
we
book?
go. Here we go. Yes. Yes.
Thank you for having me today.
Oh, we're thrilled to have you here. Tell me about your state of life right now. What state are you in?
Well, Matt, I grew up on a ranch
Okay.
in South Dakota.
Charming.
We had some good times and some hard times. We had goats and chickens and other
Not
animals.
easy. Not easy being a rancher.
No,
It's a tough job.
it was a tough deal, and I was so attractive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean to say that now. I'm being objective, I hope, but I was so attractive that I didn't really cotton up to the farm work. I would rather have been in town.
You still had the city in you.
Well, not really, Matt. There's no really tall building. Even in Pierre here, the capital of South Dakota, you'd think it was Robbinsdale.
Not
I
enough
mean, there's
political
no,
spin, by the way. You need to respond with that's a great question. To give
Really?
your time.
I'm sorry, you're interrupting the interview.
I
Yes.
apologize.
I'm in author's corner
Do you?
here.
What percentage of normal are you?
I would say 75% on most days.
Okay, 25%. That's a
I'm
big
gonna-
25%.
Well,
For
Matt,
shooting
I'm
your
going to
dog.
give you 25. It's a good question.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you 25% when I'm a little loosey goosey.
Okay. Would you
Can I
like?
get back to how attractive I was?
Yes. Would you like to stay for the rest of the hour?
I have another appointment. I'm
Okay.
going to be on.
You're leaving early.
Don
again. Okay.
Imus.
I'm
Maybe an hour.
gonna. No, he's dead.
He's dead.
Stern later.
Oh,
And where was I, Matt? Attractive.
Attractive.
So
Yes.
what happened was a lot of the times I just would tell my father, I just don't want any involvement in this farm life.
You'd like to just brush it under the rug.
I
huh?
was more interested in fashion and
Okay.
makeup and hair and nails and things of that
farmer's
nature.
daughter kind of thing.
Really, sort
Okay.
of that. And then
See some plaid.
but we had two animals that particularly irritated me. One was our dog.
Okay, Cricket. What was the problem with Cricket? What really drove you nuts?
Well, based on hearsay, because I didn't deal with it.
Okay.
Based on hearsay, the men would gather around the kitchen table and they'd complain about Cricket and say that darn dog,
Up to antics,
that
canine antics.
that darn dog will never be a hunter.
Okay.
That darn dog will never work the field. That darn dog will never flush a pheasant. And I didn't have much to do with cricket, but I would hear this for weeks.
Well, you had enough?
Finally, I just went and shot it.
Okay.
I got rid of it. I took it to the
little
gravel
bizarre.
pit.
That's quite the
I felt that was an example of how I take matters into my own hands and I resolve problems.
I see.
And then we had a goat.
Where did cricket end up?
Did the goat have a name? It's in my biographical material. I'm not sure the goat had a name.
Tom Brady. He's the goat.
Yeah, I don't know what the goat's name was, but you know what I didn't like about the goat, man?
Tell me. That's why we're here.
The goat smelled.
Oh,
It had the plugged up ducts or something.
Okay.
And it just reeked. And
ducts.
it had DUCTS. It had a duct problem.
Did his
Bile
nose run and
Yes.
his feet smell?
Yes,
He was built backwards.
that's
So-
right. That's a funny joke. We know that
Got
joke
it.
in South
Sure.
Dakota.
Yeah, I got that.
you know
If I
this
was in
There
my
are
car,
other people
listening-
asking me questions, and I don't know where they are.
Hi.
listen-
We're right here,
if I
Joe.
would-
Oh,
If
yeah.
I was in my car listening to this, I'd already be listening to The Who on KQ. This is the worst interview I've ever heard in
Well,
my
I'm
life.
sorry. It's my book. It's called No Going Back.
It's time for Author's Corner.
Thank you.
Now, here's Joe Souchere.
Can I have that back?
Yeah, I don't see a name for the goat, sir.
Did you kill the goat because it smelled bad?
Oh,
God,
John.
Kevin, that's terrible.
Matthew, you
It's
do know
time
how
for
to
Author's
interview
Corner with
people.
Joe Souchere. And this one
Kristi.
is a strike.
It's a shame we're going to lose her from the public.
She's not hard on the eyes.
She's a very attractive gal. Wears a nice pair of jeans,
Mhm.
but she's nuts.
Here's what I'm going
You
to say.
guys are morons.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Jesus.
Boy, that was a fun weekend in Mitchell.
yeah.
There she is again.
Mitchell, South Dakota.
She
Oh, I get
said
it now.
she's trying to brush this off as something very common on the farm.
Okay. let me
Now, I
ask you.
think you put down a dog if the poor guy's wounded
Sure, he's
seriously.
got the 3 legs. And
But
he's,
you don't put a dog down because he's just a lousy hunter.
right.
You either give the dog away and let some other family have him as a pet.
Brooke and I
Let me
would have
ask you
put down
something.
years ago.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Let me ask you something.
Long time ago.
If you were out in the woods and you were hunting deer and you saw a dog running, chasing a deer by you, what would you do?
Nothing.
Well, legally in Minnesota, you can shoot that dog,
Well, I'm not
And-
going to.
and you're encouraged to do so.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to. It would be typical of you to defend Kristi Noem shooting the dog in the goat.
Wait. Hold on a
You're
minute.
the guy
you
who
SOB.
cheered on the cowboy, bringing a wolf into a bar in Montana
talking.
with his mouth
Let-
duct taped.
Stop
Let-
talking.
Yeah.
You
let me
jackass, you.
let me defend Kenny in this. He before we went on the air, he basically told me the opposite. He had this situation, so
And
he
you didn't
handled
shoot
it.
the dog.
He handled it wisely.
Right. You gave the dog to another family.
It wasn't chasing deer, no, but it was a black lab. Yeah.
We had
and
a
we gave it
Springer,
away. And
We had
He
a
was a
Springer.
bad hunter.
yeah.
that tried to eat another dog on our block in St. Paul. It was the problem was, seriously, never have a dog before you have a kid, because the dog gets really spoiled.
True.
And once the kid arrives on the
It's
scene,
territorial.
you drop that
Yeah.
dog like a
Yeah.
bad habit.
Yeah.
I
So the
need you
dog
to
went nuts.
I need you to retract that accusation right here and now.
What accusation?
That you think I'm defending this idiot.
No, I'm going to retract it. I'll retract it.
May I ask?
May
you a
I finish the
question, Joe?
Springer story?
Yeah,
Sure.
We
I feel
then
better now.
gave
Go ahead.
the dog to a family that lived out in on the Delwood Hills golf course, friends of a friend.
Okay.
And the dog then proceeded to steal every golf ball hit his way on the 17th fairway and chase golfers. To my knowledge, the dog was never put down. It was just put up with. They put up with it.
Okay. It's a little different.
What is that about? I had a mutt as a kid, Dunker, that would
Well,
chase
Dunker.
every single car that drove by, and I always encouraged it and rewarded her. I thought that was awesome.
Every
Screw those
dog I've
guys.
been associated with in my life has been nuts.
Yeah.
We had a dog as a kid named Toby, and Toby walked up and down the shoreline 12 hours a day, just up and down the shoreline looking at minnows.
Yeah, so did Dunker.
Okay. Toby disappeared one day.
Oh no.
And everybody was relieved.
Months went by. Toby reappears.
Oh boy.
Hey, how you
It had
doing?
moved to Minneapolis for months. We don't know how it got
Got
there.
a good lease.
But the people
Wow.
figured out that it was ours. It must have had a tag on it.
Okay.
Brought it back and said, yeah, we've been in Minneapolis. First thing Toby did, walk to the beach,
Up and
walk
down.
back and forth
Wow.
looking
Up
for
and
Minneapolis.
down.
Was
Wow.
Toby happy to see the family,
Not
or was
really.
she very,
Not really.
Very indifferent.
very aloof?
Very indifferent. Yeah.
Yeah.
May I ask a question?
You may.
How about we're here, right?
Author's Corner with Joe Souchere. Just the way you want it.
You have Kristi Noem,
Yes.
governor of South Dakota,
Yes.
potential aspiring VP.
Not anymore.
Right. What would you ask her once you read everything you read over the weekend?
I would say, did you purposely torch your own political career? Because the public will not tolerate what she did. It wouldn't bother Trump,
Sure.
but the public would be up in arms over what you did, Kristi. So I think you might have purposely blown yourself out of the water. But I hope she has a nice marriage and a husband who makes money. If she's done with this governor's gig, she's done.
There's one aspect of this that I don't know if it's irony or not, but this dog of Kristi's would nip at people, right? Would bite them, nibble on them.
BFD.
We have a president in the White House whose dog has literally attacked
Yes.
many
Yep.
people,
Yes.
including Secret Service agents.
He's killed
who've had to
Secret
get
Service agents.
They've had to get stitches because of this goddamn.
Well, there was
devil
one
dog.
Secret Service agent where Biden's always dragging him around the lawn out there. Remember that? Guy's head was, his neck was all bleeding. and-
Devil dog.
oh yeah, yeah.
The presidential.
He names him
devil dog.
admiral or lieutenant or something, doesn't he? Scout or
Yeah.
And boy, he hates Secret Service agents.
I have a question.
Author's Corner with Joe Souchere. The countdown continues. Bam.
Miss Noem.
I
once
thought we were done. I have to. My limousine is waiting.
Well, Author's Corner. See, we're always in Author's Corner.
Right,
Once
you
we
can't get out.
open it, you cannot
You're in the
escape.
corner.
Miss Noem, I was just kind of curious. Despite your failed now continued career in politics, I'm wondering, will you still house Governor Walz with his estate, meaning he's tax dodging in the state of South Dakota?
right.
Because I'm just curious if that's still allowed, given that you are now going to continue as the governor of South Dakota.
Oh yes, I remain anti-taxation
Got
to
it.
the extent that you poor saps in Minnesota have it. And if Tubby wants to settle in down here in Sioux Falls, that's fine with me. You people won't miss him, and he can sit here and play with cricket.
No, he could, but Cricket's no longer with us.
Yeah, crickets.
We lost Cricket because